This is Siddhappa and welcome to my channel Complementary Economics, and today's topic is a strategy to score 100 out of 100 in business studies on the basis of Karnataka PU board blueprint. First of all, let's understand how exactly the business studies blueprint is all about. To understand this, you have to understand first of all like how many chapters you have. So in business studies you have complete 12 chapters. When it comes to 12 chapters, the total number of marks what is there in the question paper, it is 185 marks, and the total number of questions you have 56. In this scenario, how exactly the answer script, the question paper will be prepared? Let's see now. The chapter, whenever you read any of the syllabus in future, first of all always try to prepare, try to look how exactly the blueprint is all about, which chapter is given high weightage. When it comes to high weightage, so you can see in the marks which is allotted, so 15 marks, the highest one if I talk about, that is 21, which is the 11th chapter. 5th chapter 19 marks, 7th chapter 19 marks, and the first chapter 15 marks, and the 10th chapter is 15 marks. So these are the few of the chapter where you have maximum numbers which is allotted to that. So at the same time, so let's see now how exactly we're going to prepare a question paper. And by seeing this, so this is the 1 mark question, this is 2 mark question, this is the 4 mark question, this is the 6 mark question, and this will be for POQs. 4 questions will be there. Completely 52 questions you will get it from these 4, and POQ will be for 4 questions will be there. Combiningly 56 question you will be getting. When it comes to this, so on the basis of the weightage, if you see the 5 chapters in this, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chapters you have the more weightage. By seeing the weightage, so let's see how you can score 100 out of 100 in business studies. Again, see, compared to economics, business studies scoring 100, it is quite easier. I have seen these, I'm working from 10 past years. From 10 years, what I have seen is business studies 100 score, it was quite easier than the scoring in economics. So let's see what are the strategies you need to read business studies now. So this is the same blueprint, and now which are the questions how you have to follow up to score 100 out of 100. At the same time you have to keep yourself in the safer zone by reading bit of extra. It's a smart work. At the same time you have to work more on the questions which I am going to tell you. So let's see. The first of all, section A. When it comes to section A, it's all 1 mark question. When it comes to 1 mark question, let's see which are the, you have 10 questions. You have 15 questions, out of that you have to answer 10. So in this, if you want to understand exactly how is the question paper, you have to see the first video of business studies, video 1. So if you see that, you will get to know how exactly the question paper pattern. On the basis of that, you can go through blueprint at the same time, how you can score the 100 out of 100. And now 1 mark question, section A is completely 1 mark, and 10 mark usually you can score. You will be having 15 questions. So that means you can see here the section which I am going to mark. Please see that. Can you see VSA which you have, that is for that section is completely 1 mark question. When it comes to, you have to prepare for 10 questions. You will be having 15 questions, out of that you have to prepare 10. So in this case, which are the chapter you can pick? I'll just mark. First pick 2 questions. You pick this chapter, this. So combining it will be 6 questions. You have to get ready for other 4 questions. The 2 marks, this is a second chapter, 4th chapter, and the 6th chapter. From these chapters you're going to get 2 questions for 1 mark, and already I covered the 6 questions, so 4 more questions. So you can select the first one, next, next bit. So now the complete question is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you prepare only this much, these many chapters for 1 mark, all the 1 mark question, if you get ready for these many chapters, you can cover 10 questions. But you have to keep yourself in the safer zone. For that, what you do is you extend this chapter also and this chapter also. 2 extra chapter, 1 question, 2 extra questions, you're going to keep it for the safer zone. So that means instead of 10 questions, you're going to prepare yourself for the 12 questions because you want to score 100 out of 100. So for that, keeping extra question is really important. So in this case, 3 chapters completely you're going to ignore. That is 10th chapter, 11th chapter, 12th chapter. Only 1 mark. I'm talking about only 1 mark. Okay, 1 mark question you're going to skip. 3 chapters, that is 10th, 11th and the 12th. No need to read. Completely you can skip. And the next side. Let's talk about the section B. When it comes to section B, it's completely 2 mark question. Again, you have to prepare for 10 questions. So you see again which are the chapters you're going to get 2 questions. 2 questions. Second chapter. 2 question. 4th chapter again. 2 question. From the 11th chapter. 2 more question from the 12th chapter. So that means already 8 questions are covered from the 4th chapter. The 4 chapters you have to give importance to 2 marks, that is chapter 2, chapter 4, chapter 11, chapter 12. These are the chapters you have to be ready with. So 8 questions are done. So 2 more questions you need. So cover the first chapter. It will be usually easy. The first chapters are. So I'm coming with the first chapter and the 5th chapter. So 1 question. You have to keep 2 extra questions. So go with it. 1 and 2. So the 2 chapter which you're going to skip for 2 marks, that is this. That is 8th chapter and the 9th chapter for 2 marks. No need to read. Because as I told you, you have to keep extra questions. So in that sense, yeah, you can skip this also. 3 chapters you're going to skip. 8th, 9th, 10th. 3 chapters completely you're going to skip for the 2 marks. 8th chapter, 9th chapter, 10th chapter you're going to skip. You're not going to read for the 2 marks. And the next talk about the part C. Part C is completely about 4 mark question. You have to be prepared for the 7 questions. The 7 questions, for that, which are the chapter you can pick here? The chapter which you can pick, that is 2 marks from the 3rd chapter. Again 2 with the 8th chapter. Again 2 with the 9th chapter. Again 11th chapter. So you be prepared for 4 chapters. Wherever you have 2 questions, you can see the 2 questions from here, here and here. The 4 chapters you have 2 questions. So that means you already completed the 8 questions. For the safer zone, you have to keep 2 extra chapters. So that means cover the first chapter and cover the second chapter. So that means the chapter which you're going to ignore, that is chapter 4, chapter 6, chapter 10, chapter 12. You're going to ignore this, whichever the places I've ticked, the right one. So those area you're going to select. So in this way, instead of 7 question, you're going to prepare for 10 question. Instead of 7, you will be covered 10 questions. So it is like a safer zone, keeping yourself in the safe where any questions will be missed. So you can cover up with it. So next, talk about the section D. It is 8 mark question. So you have to answer only 4 questions. If you want to answer only 4 questions, so which are the chapter you're going to pick? So let's talk about that. 2 questions from this, 2 questions from this. Prepare 2 chapters here, that is the 5th chapter and the 7th chapter. 5th and the 7th chapter both are for 19 marks, high weightage chapter, which I just told you in the previous slide of mine. Already 4 questions are covered, but you have to keep yourself quite in a safer zone. So cover the first chapter, at the same time cover one more chapter, that is. So in this way, instead of 4 questions, you will be prepared for the 6 questions. Instead of 4, you will be prepared for the 6th question. So you will be in the safer zone. The chapter which you have to ignore, that is 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 6th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. Only 3 chapters you have to prepare, not the 3, 4. Only 4 chapters you will be preparing, and you're going to keep 6 questions. Be ready with it. So this and this. 2 questions, 4, 5, 6 questions you will be ready. When it comes to part E, section E, which is a 5-mark question, and you will be having 4 questions. In that you have to answer 2 questions. In this scene, you can be prepared 4 questions. You already have it. So let's see, this one, and this one. Only 4 questions you have. In that you can ignore 1 question. You can be ready with the 3, whichever you find easier, POQ, so that you can be prepared. Instead of 2 questions, you will be ready for the 3 questions. So this way, in all the mains, by keeping extra questions more than the the 10 questions you are answering here, you will be prepared for 12. You should answer 10 questions. You will be prepared for the 12 questions again. You will be prepared, instead of 7, prepared for 10. Instead of 4, you prepared for 6. Instead of 2, you are prepared for 3 questions. By doing this kind of strategy, definitely scoring 100 out of 100, it will be very much easier. Try to use a strategy if it is useful for you, because I just done business studies, because I am not teaching the business studies, but still business studies is a part of economics. Because of that, I have a bit of information about how exactly business studies also works, because even it's a theory subject. So I hope so many people demanded by mailing and replying in the comment boxes that they really need business studies. So for that reason, I'm done with it. So thank you so much. I hope I fulfilled your the exam, the purpose of exam. I fulfilled whatever the demands you had it. So thank you so much. You try to prepare this way. If it is useful, please message me or mail me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And if you're really liking my videos, please subscribe and share. Thank you.